Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It's Twiz. Today we have another tutorial about signaling in Factorio. And actually, as you can see, we've loaded up the map from the last two tutorials, and we'll check on our signals here. So first of all, let's check our stations over here. So those we finished with a rail signal, and here we have chain signals. That's because we don't want any of these three possible trains that are here to come here until the train that is in here has left this block. So you can see this is a block until here, and then these chain signals down here make sure that no train is leaving its block until this whole block, until here it should go, yes, is emptied out. That's also very important. Then we have our stacker here. Of course, we have the standard signal over here because we have a splitter here, and you always finish these with standard rail signals. Then over here the same thing, and here joining these back up as well. You could of course also use chain signals here, then the trains would only leave this point as soon as the train in front of them has left the base completely and is on this rail over here in at least this block or this or this. Okay, so here we have the splitting thingies, so that's the same thing again. Actually, you can as well see that we have these over here as well. Very good to do is to have a rail signal here, just to make sure that the train that is sitting in here leaves some room down here for more trains to come. You could of course in this particular situation put in another rail signal just to make sure that if there are more trains waiting, that these also have a space here and are not on the main line which I would consider this to be, just because it's our only like go-to place. But of course in a standard layout that would look different. So standard layout could be, for example, something like this, a two-way layout. Then if this would be a straight piece, you would have probably something like this, and as this is not long enough, let's simply make it long enough. This goes until there, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can simply go ahead and copy that. So that's a good standard straight rail piece. Corners is quite easy, of course. We can simply do a corner. And then you can simply put one here and one there. Very easy. When it comes to splitting off, you have to be careful, but I can show you some basic examples. For example, of course, this one would continue straight on. So this is going onto the rail. So let's also go to the other rail, the other side, like that. And right here, of course, we're splitting off, so we should have one here. We will need one there, but we can't put one. So let's actually try and do that in a different way. Something like that. That will work better. Then we can put our signals here. And of course I will want some chain signals as well. We will definitely need, definitely need one there. We can use standard signals here and there. And then of course this one should also be a chain signal, because we don't want any of these trains coming from here waiting until here, because it would block this side and we don't want this to happen. Let's put another signal here and maybe put that more in the middle. You could as well go for this, but in my eyes it's not worth it. Just do this combination and that will be fine. Then, for example, if you do the opposite thing, if you want to getting off is as well quite easy. You simply do this and then you need to somehow get on there. Then of course you will need to split here and there, and then we don't have any space to put something there. So let's do the same thing as we did over at the other thing. Let's simply put it here. Then we can put one here and one there. And then of course you are right if you thought let's put these chain signals there instead, because that's the right thing to do. Putting chain signals whenever you are crossing in front of it, and of course it's only advantages if you also put a standard rail signal behind it, so it's a short block, and as soon as a potential train has left this area or has left this area in this direction, is gone. Okay, so that's looking really nice. Now some more complex things. We'll just simply go down here and add upon this. It doesn't have any particular sense here, but that's okay. For example, if you have a four-way crossing, that can be difficult, but I also have a video about stuff like that. If you, for example, do something like this, do you still have enough spaces there? Yes, you do. So that's fine. We can simply go ahead and copy that over, rotate it, so it fits in there. Perfect. Very nice. Then, of course, you will start with one corner. They have to split off here. This one, of course, is better off with a chain signal, as well as this one and this one. Actually, this can be standard signal. And then, of course, you will need one on there as well. And then we need one here, but this will as well be a chain signal, as well as this one, and so on and so forth. I would suggest you simply grab one side, put it on, and it should work. So first of all, we of course need this, and we have one over here. Then we have our chain signals, chain signal, and the rail signal, chain, chain, rail, chain, chain, rail, chain, chain, rail. That should work very nice. You can see that we have individual blocks everywhere, but the blocks in the middle are divided by chain signals, so they will watch ahead, so that's very nice. I'm thinking whether there is something else. We could do a T-junction with two rails as well. Of course, it simply gets a little more complicated when you're dealing with four rails, but it's nonetheless doable. So that should go there, and of course we as well need to go there. As we've learned from the past, we should maybe start there, and then we can also squeeze in some signaling. So that's the same thing on the other side, I guess. Like that, and then we can go to over here and just right in there. What I've actually learned from the past is it's quite good if you have these crossings centered to one spot, if you have these big crossings. So let's divide this whole thing up. We need a a rail signal over here. We need one there. We can't put one, so let's simply make some more space. Let's maybe go here. That's a little wide. That's looking quite decent. So we need a standard signal there, one there, and then of course one here, one there, and one here and one there. Of course we will also need one there. We will put one here actually, and we will put a chain signal here and one here, and then we will need to put one here as well. So actually we will have to move this one to be able to put this one in here. Then of course this whole part doesn't make sense anymore, so let's redo that. Standard signals there, then we have the chain signal here, the chain signal here, that one over there. So that's a pretty good setup, I would say. And then of course you would have a standard signal somewhere back there, and you would put one down there, and probably you wouldn't have these two as close together as you have them right now. But that's looking quite good. So then, for example, this is an intake or an outtake from, depends on how you look at it. Then I would hope to show you some advice for stackers. If you, for example, do these stackers like that, you should get a decent amount of space to put in signals. That should be enough, and then you can simply copy that over. But we'll do some signaling first, so of course you will need those here. And then over here you can either do these, or you can as well do these and then have one over there. It doesn't really matter what you do there. And then you can simply connect these up like that. If you want, you can also put more over here, just as an example how they should be wired up. And then back there, of course, you would have a station somewhere, and then we totally messed up the whole thing. So let's do it reasonably. Let's also come over here. That was our little cat. I hope it's not too annoying. For example, you would have your station somewhere there. Then you could have one or two extra rail signals just to make sure that the outgoing trains as well have some kind of a buffer. Yeah, I think that's all you need to know about signaling. If you have further questions, please ask them, or if you have any ideas on a video which you would like to see in this tutorial series. I'm planning to do one on oil and nuclear and probably some science stuff as well. We'll see in the future. Very nice train going here. Okay, so if you liked this video, if you learned something from it, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and check also my other content if you want to. Have a good one and stay safe. Bye.